Yo yo, how's it going? I'm just down Clydeside to do a quick update for the start of this video, but my real mission for today is to go through Tradeston and get a bunch of stuff there, so this will be quite quick. Snorlax is by far my favourite character from Pokemon. They even call them characters, I think you call them Pokemon, don't you? And it's funny, up on the stairs there is infamous street artist Silver. Captured in the video. This is a new one from Alco, which is sick. So he actually painted over himself for this one. I'll stick in the previous one once that guy goes away. So aye man, I just love the fact he's using this wall. Even this one's sick man, it's like really fits the space really well, so aye, big ups man. He's just going for it man, which is so sick. This bloater's pretty class. Aye, it's interesting to see this wee gap here. Not really been taken, but then this by theme is just wild man. Triple OG, or is it double OG? I can't mind. But aye man, just like ultimate funk from the big man. Now you see me theme. I like this wee Kellyanne. Aye, let's keep it moving. I don't want to spend too much time here. This is just like a wee update, just so people can see what's happening. Oh, this is pretty funny actually. The Glasgow Graffiti memes page, or Graffiti memes Glasgow, I can't mind which one. The best I can do is Space Cactus. That was class. The MF Doom's still hanging on. This from Tef man, I don't think I've got this in before. I'm on the pigeons. I want to see a big pigeon down here man. Big huge boy on one of these. Ed and Eddie. And then I don't think I've got this big DBA in this before. Try and get some of the buildings in it for context. And then this thing for Reckless man, so this dude is fucking mad. Really nice clean lines man, nice cutbacks. Nice shading man, just actually really good at painting man. From Aberdeen, I believe. I could be wrong though man, but I'm pretty sure he is. Then the big man, back by unpopular demand. I disagree. Fucking heavy like it. It's kind of undeniable how up close is man, just fucking bossing it. I think staying off social media is probably a good idea man, it's full of fucking bullshit, but I just know that I fucking rate it man. I love it. The King still holding on. And then wee robot face from Neggy D. And then this wee wall. We rough
in the jungle, in the jungle, in the jungle, in the jungle.
And so that is us for the Clydeside update. We have quickly and swiftly done an update, so it is on to bigger and better things now. We're heading to Tradeston. It's probably going to rain soon, so let's keep it moving. I'm not quite at Tradeston yet, but thought it would be rude not to include these boys. This by Alco is sick. I also thought it would be rude not to come and get this as well. I'll maybe try and see if I can get a photo of this lit up, because it's sick, man. Really like these, man, from Sai Glass. And then this is mad. This belongs on that Mad Lobster page. Graffiti Lobster or whatever. Fucking gangster. And then this Fock is one of my favourites, man. Giving a shout out to Sally's Salon, which is at the bottom of the lane. Pretty sick lane in general, man. So I'm crossing over the Clyde just now. It's pretty windy, man. I don't know if this is going to sound pure horrible. But I just wanted to get this in because this is kind of where I'm heading. These boards down here. Just want to get these documented, man, because it's turned out pretty class. And I think it's interesting because it's like, it doesn't really, it's not like, it's never been buffed since they get put up, and nothing bad's happened, do you know what I mean? Like, people might complain that it looks shite or something like that, but it looks amazing, man. So I've came kind of further along just to include this wee thing because I always remember this from growing up, man. And basically I would get the bus in for Paisley along kind of past the quay and stuff like that, and you would come to this bit and there was just a pure amazing roofie, and it was kind of weird there because I was like, I don't know if this is actually the right bit. I'm still not too sure, but if my memory serves me correctly, this is the bit, and I'll find the photos that I'm thinking of. But what I find pretty interesting is the fact that they've slammed this massive billboard here. It's huge, do you know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm just interested in how, like, graffiti writers find these spots basically where there's loads of traffic and there's loads of people passing, and it's like, right, this is a high sort of high visibility spot, and how it goes from like a graffiti writer doing it to a big advertising company doing it. And then it's mad because what I'm going to show you is, I'll maybe try and zoom in the video, but there's a big fuck shit up roller down there which I'll get closer to later on, but it's just mad. You can see it amazing from here. Something I did remember, I don't know, has this been in another video? I'll need to check if maybe this is another video, but I think it is. I think I just walked here one day and saw this. But basically this is like a really old mode from 2016. Guess in terms of kind of mode painting, that's not even that old. But it's good to see, man. I think that's like a pretty faded Derelict in the back as well. Not sure who was writing Vade. That's pretty old. And so this is me walking down towards the new kind of Barclays complex that's getting built along Clydeside. So kind of what I was looking at from the bridge. And it's quite mad to see. I don't know, man, it's weird for me because I'm like, it's a fucking bank, giant. But the architecture's pretty fucking sick, man. Like, especially with that blue sky behind it, man, it looks class. But aye, like, just a bank, man. Just a bank. Getting the money, do you know what I mean? So,
No, you went to something, then you went to something.
I wonder if I can get in. So basically there's like just boards all the way along here and they've just been painted. Well, these ones must be relatively new, I imagine, because they don't have much on them. And then you've just got like completely blank ones here as well. So like, it's a shame that nobody's went for it yet, man, because that would have been a pretty good shot for the video. dropping a few hints there. So, aye, just really nice, man, like, especially with the kind of buildings in the background. And obviously it's like quite a sort of nice area anyway, along the Clyde, or at least it's getting nicer. So we got a big fat boy for Monk. I love these, man, like, I think just as like a symbol it's really, really class. Instantly recognisable. And then this rad is pretty nice, man. I like the fact it's like a combo of kind of straight roller letters with his more kind of like dub style. I don't even know if that is his dub style, but aye, I reckon it kind of is. I like it, man. I've always been a fan of the kind of the curvy flows of that, and even like the wee flicks and stuff like that. So just that wee flick at the top is really nice, man. And then he's went a bit mad with the kind of fluoro kind of splatter vibes as well, which is pretty sick. Using paint and mulch together, which is pretty cool. So I think it's a good addition to this first bit, man. Like, set the tone pretty well. A nice bluter. CHS SMD. I'm probably not actually going to shout everything out because it's a pure long wall, man. Shout out Forget though, man. Special shout out to the man like Forget. This Uzi's quite a bad boy. Quite a big one. Big up Teacup. Right, this is funny. I said I wasn't going to shout people out, but big up Teacup. I was on a Zoom call with your mum last week. She's every sound and she is very proud of you, so big ups. No word of a lie, genuinely. I was on a Zoom with your mum. She was saying as. This Alki is probably one of my favourites. I just really, really like what he does, man. I think he's just like, he's got his own vibe, his own style. Like, it's mental, but it's just heavy nice, man. I always like his mad ease with the arrows. It looks sick. to see, man, like, I don't think people are that fussed, man. This is probably like, I don't think people mind the fact that this is painted. It would be nice if this was just sound to paint, and I reckon boards should be. If you go to London, boards are signed to paint. You go to most places, boards are signed to paint, man. Nice luck there. And then, like, as you kind of get further down, it all starts to become a wee bit more faded. So this kink's pretty faded, pretty rainy, I would imagine. I guess it just shows how long stuff's been here. Shout out Spa, always, man. Talks, man. Really, really like Talks, man. And it's interesting, man, just like the whole way along, it's pretty cool, like, for a city to kind of have this like this. And then this is pretty mental. So someone actually sent me this and asked me if I knew what it was, and I was like, oh, I don't know, man. And I always get caught out trying to read these things, but it's Maladrama, I think, or something like that. Malaframa or something, I can't mind. But it's a tattoo artist for London, I think, or from down south. It's pretty fucking sick, man. And I like the fact that people are starting to come up from London and they're just painting spots like this because they obviously realise, well, it's fucking painted, man. So I reckon you can just plead ignorance in spots like this. It's kind of strange as well, though. So there's like certain things that have been dogged down here, and a kind of strange thing about Glasgow is stuff gets dogged but then people don't really paint over it, whereas, I don't know, it's almost like once something's been dogged, then it's kind of like, right, go and paint over it, go and refresh it, because you shouldn't be having stuff sitting dogged, man. It just looks weird, and I don't know, it's like, it's almost like a natural cycle of things to keep things rotating. I don't know if I've said this before, but I reckon I probably have, but Turn is actually one of the guys that called me Panda like 21 years ago or something like that, in Paisley skating. So I always big up Turn, man. Started it all pretty much. And then this is when we're kind of getting into like some of the kind of London dudes, I think. Which is good to see, man. I like the fact people are actually coming up. And then this is like a wee mode tribute by Lowe's, I think. A big B for Berto. And then that's it. That's the end of that bit. So I'd love to be able to get in here, man, so I could go and look over at the Acme. But I don't know if I can. Maybe if I stand in the bin or something around there, I'll be able to get a better view of it. Right, so I've climbed up in the bin just to get a wee look over here. So this is an Acme Blockbuster, which is on the back of a building, and there used to be a stairway there, but they've actually removed it as part of this kind of like regeneration or whatever. But I'll stick in some photos of it, man. It's like probably one of the best bits of graffiti in the city. Like, there is Central Station, John. There is the line that the trains come into Glasgow from London, Paisley. Like in most places, to be honest, man. Just not like the East Coast and up north, I don't think, but I guess kind of like west and south. So there's also a Tech 33 kind of cat roller beside it. which I think's pretty cool, man. Do you know what I mean? Like two quite sort of legendary people, and aye, it's just amazing to have this, man. Like, I'm glad that they've not removed it, and aye, it'll be cool to see what happens to it. I just think it's fucking incredible, man. Like, if you look at this and think of the size, and I don't know, you look at like people like Norm and dudes in MSK and stuff like that that used to do big massive blockies, like big chrome blockies down stairwells and stuff like that in America, and then we've got this in our own city, man. Like, it's king shit, man. Like, it's actually, aye, just to me it's just undisputable fucking king shit, man. Like it's fucking amazing, right? It's just incredible, and aye, iconic as fuck. So aye, glad to kind of get that in the video, man, because it's fucking amazing, man. So I have a wee bit of a dilemma now, because there's so many ways that I can go, and so many like fucking amazing bits of graph around this part that aye, I'm just gonna have to like fucking double back and shit. But I've came here just now because this is like a really nice sort of tunnel bit just now, and this reminds me of like Midland Street, so kind of further along the train line before you go into Central. It's like these tiled walls, man, and they're pretty amazing. I really, really like the work of Gore-Tex, and I think this is an important point. So shout out to the bombers, right? And I think it's interesting for me because what constitutes a bomber? So a bomber to me is somebody that paints the streets. I don't think it necessarily matters what you paint in the streets. See, if you're actually out and getting up, then you're a bomber, right? You're painting the streets. Obviously that could be, people could argue with that, but I think for me, if you're out and you're getting up, man, you're bombing, man, right? I understand there's graph purists that believe that it has to be graffiti and it has to be letters, but I don't know, man. Like, if we could respect the people that actually go out and paint the streets, I think that would be quite sick, man, because we're all out doing it, right? And there's also a bunch of people that don't really go out and paint the streets, and that's fair, right? That's sound, but I find it strange that people attack, basically that people attack the other people painting the streets because they're painting something different, when you could just all be like, yes, we're all painting the streets, this is class. So aye, I think shout out to the bombers as well, man. Whatever your idea of a bomber may be, I have a feeling there's a forget thing round here that I want to get just while I'm here. There's a couple of Diaz things. Now these mad bits round here, I think a lot of people remember these steps. It would be nice if I could get up there. But do you know what I mean? This is like not that far from the from Central, and it's just a riot. I actually need to watch my feet here, I think, because a lot of addicts come down this part, man. But aye, so there's a wee mover dub. His dubs are sick, man. So much funk in them. And this is the forget that I was thinking of, which is really nice. And actually this has kind of nicely took me to the fuck shit up, so we will go this way. I reckon everybody is screaming at the fact that Diaz got up there and painted that, because it's fucking incredible. There's a few old mode tags mowed and sock from a good while ago, but for the most part I think that nobody'd ever really been in before, and I don't think anybody'd ever thought to do a big fucking roller. The sun's a bit annoying just now, but it looks sick, man. And I'm just darting across here because I can see an Acme dub, which is pretty incredible to see. I don't know, it's weird, man. We've been seeing them for like fucking 20 years or something like that, right? But consistency, man. Doesn't really get more iconic than that. That is Glasgow to a lot of people. And then this funky vodka. Now, it's a wee bit annoying. I would probably have to take the train somewhere to get this on video properly, but this whole area is just like filled with amazing rollers. A lot of them done like, I don't know, man, like early to mid 2000s, I think. A lot of them done by Acme, so there's like an amazing Acme and Sway over there, and I'll try and stick photos up of them. They're pretty amazing, man. Like, and then I'm kind of entering into a bit of a weird zone of the city where I don't know, it's just a bit fucked, man. Like a nice Murph, the New York guys. It's mad actually. So this shop, it reminds me like heavy action Bronson vibes. Like if you've ever watched the Shiraz video, right? The Shiraz video of Action Bronson, he's like in a shop, he's in like a kind of, I don't even know what they're fucking called, man, but you get them in Italy and shit like that, and you get them in New York, and that's the vibe I get for that shop, man. I think that's pretty cool. These dudes in here building something crazy. So I don't know, there's probably mad food stuff happening down here. And I'm just no part of it, I just don't get it. Oh, bad boy. I really like the size of this mellow. It's really large, kind of obnoxious in size. There must have been a bit of a mission to paint as well. So again, I'm kind of moving about, but eco tag. And this O-tops tag is sick, man. I reckon O-tops has probably got like the best hand styles, man. My favourite, man, like he just goes for it. The Lauriston, the greatest pub in Glasgow apparently. I'm not from the south side, so I don't really know much about it, but I heard it's class. So what I've decided to do is I'm gonna just pop into Sprayground if they're open. They should be, and I'll include them in this video. So there's Bridge Street Subway. You come out of Bridge Street Subway and you look for this bin that's just covered in tags, and then you arrive at Sprayground. Alright, man, I'm doing a walking tour. Is it alright just to include the shop in it? Do you want to be in it?
Nah, I'm not.
That's cool.
Are you Panda?
I am Panda, aye.
Casey told me this.
Casey tells everybody.
Aye.
Nah, I'm joking, man. I just thought I'm walking about round here, so I thought I may as well get the shopping.
Aye.
How have you been today?
Oh, dead quiet, mate.
It's quite early still, man. I'm always early, boy.
Same as man. I like being early.
Sweet, man. Right, I shall leave you to it.
Right, see you later.
Take it easy, man. Cheers, man. I'll just get some of the stickers on the bin. I put that up ages ago. The Ursula sticker. Eros. The Fairy Pizza Boy. Above Love Art, he's good. These Belsky ones are sick. I need to ask Alco where he gets his stickers from. So aye, that's Sprayground, everybody. Anybody needs paint, you know where to go and get it. That guy and lassie up here freaking out like, fuck, there's paint in there, wow. And that's a wee bit of gutter. Maybe I can't be fucked, man, it's too difficult, but that's a belter of a Belsky tag underneath there. That's a pretty hectic one. That bee's mental. So the way that I've came now is I'm going to have to just do the arches basically, because in fact I'm not. I'm going to save them till the end, man, because I really want to like just get them all in it. And the way that's in my head to do this is to walk another way, I think. So we'll come back to the arches soon. So I'm basically on the other side of the arches, because there's a really sick wall up here that has some kind of cultural significance, I guess, in the city, and I'd like to get it. Also, a lot of pure bombed up shit here. This is quite funny. This is like a writer's dream. A wee can of Stella. Aye, so there's like the radar thing there. So these, that R and that KI is sick, man. Like lols. Again, it's just a bit of a weird kind of, just a bit of a strange zone around here. It's just all these mad weird shops that sell like phone covers and vapes and I don't know, just massive. This is just a corner shop, which is good. Shop on the corner. What more can you ask for? So this is me getting closer to the wall that I'm thinking of. That WMD's pretty fucking gnarly. So this is it here, man. This is the start of it. So as one side and gear, who for me are pretty like three of the best writers in the city, to be honest, man. Like just consistent with their style, man, and just like really like solid graph. It's quite cool now because it's actually like a wee bit overgrown. So that's worked out pretty well with those trees and stuff like that, and it looks as though it's like actually the trees in the thing. And this frog's amazing, man. Like, I don't think Sai really does characters that much, man, but this is so class, man. Like, even just that wee bit there, man. I love that. Aye, just a lot of funk in this, man, do you know what I mean? Just like the wee shading, but it's just like wee funky lines. And this is actually like, see, looking at this wall is fucking perfect, man, like for painting. It's really nice, man. And so actually, I've just remembered, right, I'm getting excited because the painting's so good, but actually the reason I wanted to come here as well was because this painting, there used to be another painting here years ago, and it was like, it was half done. It was weird, and I'm pretty sure it was by like Rogue, it may be Eject or something, I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but definitely Rogue. And I think the story goes that they just never paid them or something, and so they just left it unfinished. But somebody confirm that in the comments for me, because I don't really know. But I'll take like a kind of shot from like here and try and include the original painting in the video. I'm sure I can find a photo of that somewhere, so that'll be cool to see, because I'm sure loads of people know it. And then, man, just like, it's a shame the sun's went away, man, because this like painting is wild and it would look so good in the sun, but it's got a wee bit dull, but I'm sure it still looks popping, man. Like, as one, just like one of the fucking best painters in the city, man. Like, we're kind of like spoiled in a way for having people this good, do you know what I mean? But then also it's a bit of a shame because we don't really get to see burners like this anywhere. But this is like just a pure ultimate burner, man. Like, it's just mental. Like, you can't fuck with this shit, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like, we should be celebrating people like this, right? Like, that's why I want to make these videos, because I want to celebrate fucking the legends in the city, basically, right? And it's like, I don't know, man, people don't really talk about people like this that much, I don't think, or maybe they do and they just don't do it online or whatever. But aye, man, it's really important for me to like have just fucking like this documented of how fucking good it is, man, and how just how good he is at painting, man. And he's just been in the game for years, and aye, just an absolute style boss, man. And aye, massive big ups, because it's fucking incredible, man. And I love that kind of Bigfoot Sasquatch vibe as well. And then it's for Turning Point Scotland, so I believe they're kind of like an addiction and maybe homeless charity, kind of helping people out, which is good. The details in this as well, man, like it's just mad to see it up close, because I don't know, man, it's almost like, it almost looks messy when you're up close, but then when you get further back you're just like, fuck me, man, wow. it's like certain bits without like solid outlines and stuff like that, right? And it's just all like different coloured outlines. Yeah, man, there's just so much to this, man. And I just think that it needs to be like big the fuck up, man, and people should know that it's just banging, man. I just quickly want to get this fencing because I really like the way that it's been buffed. So I think there was a sky here, and I like the fact that I can kind of tell that it was a sky even though it's only just like certain bits of it that are left. This would make an amazing print or something like that, man, right? And it's like such a good photograph. The fact that there's like empty units and shit like that in here, don't know, man, it's weird to me. Like, the city centre is right there, and I don't know, I feel as though graffiti gets a kind of bad rep, like in terms of society and stuff like that. Graffiti gets a bit of a bad rep, but I don't know, man, I don't know if it's like graffiti's fault that things are a bit fucked, but I always find myself getting a bit political. Oh fuck yes. So I'll need to zoom in the video, right? But I'll get a photo of this, but this is one of the Acme rollers, and also there's an old school as fuck pane on that roofie, and it's like a sloping down one. I'll find a photo of that as well because it's fucking incredible. I'll head round that way in a minute because there's a lot of kind of cool shit around there. Fuck man, to be honest, that this tour is going to end up fucking long because there's so much around here, man. This sigh, man, I don't actually know if this is like sun damaged or I don't know, it kind of looks a bit washed out, but it maybe was intended to be that way, and it looks fucking amazing. I feel as though I've seen it with like a kind of more popping colour to it. I don't know if there was florals in it and they've kind of disappeared slightly. I reckon maybe because of the sun hitting on it, like I reckon that was probably quite popping before, and that's maybe why it looks a wee bit muted, but still amazing, man. Shutters. There's just like so much history about here, like it's mental. So behind me here was the AJ factory, and I don't know what the best way to do this is, man, but I'm basically going to need to put in like an AJ factory section, and I'm going to need to like put in some photos and stuff like that. So I don't know, do I just stand here for a while, or do I make like some kind of fucking compilation or something like that? I really don't know. I'm probably going to have to work this out in post-production, as they call it, but I'll just kind of freeze frame it here just now, and then I can go from there when I get home. And so this building was quite a sort of infamous party venue. If you know, you know, I guess, do you know what I mean? It was actually ended up in the papers and shit like that, and some shady journalist like fucking went undercover and then fucking blagged everybody, like, or fucking just grassed everybody in basically, which is really fucking shady, especially considering like after parties in the city are like pretty well fucking done, man, do you know what I mean? They've got security and shit like that, and the people that fucking do it, do you know what I mean? The people that like put on these parties and shit like that, they know exactly what they're doing. They're part of the like club scene, and it's actually just because the licensing laws in Glasgow are quite strange. We've got club nights that run from 11 till 3 in the morning, and everybody's like, yes, let's fucking go crazy for those like 4 hours, but then they leave and they want somewhere else to go. So we've got like an amazing after party scene, and it's really cool actually because this whole bit is like after party central. So I'm going to go past another like 2 after party places in a minute, but it's quite funny, man, do you know what I mean? Like, this building's amazing, man, and I just think it's a bit of a shame that like we're not like allowed to do stuff. And it's funny just now, right? I can actually hear the bass of fucking dance music, right? And it's like Platform 18's on down the road, and it's this weird thing. So like Graham Armstrong just made a documentary about rave culture in Glasgow or in Scotland, and it's like, it shows you how it went from illegal raves, like, which was basically like after parties, and now it's like fucking Fantasia and Colourfest and shit like that, and places like Platform 18 where it's like official. But it's like, it takes away some of the like the goodness of like an illegal rave, man. And it, like this idea of illegal, there was a really funny video that I watched recently with good guy Boris and an Italian guy.
I don't think that categories like legal or illegal really describes the world. It's a kind of duplicity. No, it's. I'm Italian, you know. As I take my car, I do every day kind of 20, 30 illegal things.
This is nice.
Okay, but I am obliged to do this. There is no parking, so you park in second line, which is a crime. And I do a lot of crimes every day, this kind of crimes. It's illegal, but in a certain way, it is what it is. It's like this, you can do nothing.
But it's a question of what? Isn't it then a question of morality?
We need to stop saying things are illegal, because just because something's illegal doesn't mean it's like immoral, basically. I mean that it's bad. And a bit of a kind of tangent there, but I think it's kind of necessary. There's a few kind of nice wee bits of graph here. So this grin from 2018. I would imagine most of this was done in 2018. But again, man, and it's not really like, they're not even far from the city. And that's like a Ziner. And this is a gent character. And then I don't know what was going on here. People must have just kept going over each other. So this is why you always need to be a bit careful walking about these spots. So there is the Acme roller is on the left hand side of this, right, that faces the tracks. And it's funny because there was a small AKM and then a bit of an E, I'm sure, and see that white paint that's slipping down? Story goes the paint dropped, but I reckon that it was like an intentional move because it looked cool as fuck. But I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking that now. If anybody knows the true story of that, leave it in the comments. But when I was a wee guy, I loved that story. I loved the idea of him up there, because it was mind-blowing, do you know what I mean? Like, it was mind-blowing to me. I used to get the train in for Paisley, like, all the time, and I'd be there, and I'd just be like I'd come in on the train, and I'd just be like, what the fuck is going on, man? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is mad. How did he get up there? And then I would see that wee bit of paint coming down, and I'd be like, oh, fuck, man, mad. Like, the paint fell. This is crazy. Do you know what's actually crazy as well, though, is just how much shooting up stuff is here, man. And so I've now actually came like super far away because I was just drawn to this spot. I saw it from over there and I was like, fuck, I need to go and get it because it's incredible. So I start with this bit here. So there's a Baxter and a Fotka up the top, which is really fucking cool, man, right? Like, really nice. Then there's a limo, which is really tidy. Something that I just noticed as well, which is really, really sick, right, is that's an Apis from 2016, and I'm trying to work it out in my head, but fuck, man, dude was young when he was doing that shit, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to give too much away, but that is a very young man up there painting, which is just fucking amazing, man. But then the reason that I had to come here, the main event for coming down here is just this absolute screamer. Get my big fucking coupon out of the way of it, man. It's just so sick. I don't think the light's on my side today, but the size of this, the scale of this is pretty insane. It's quite interesting as well. They've obviously like levelled out the ground here, because this is obviously like an old Devas from 2018, and you can kind of see that the ground line is different. Even with the priest, I think there's a wee bit of that's been lost. So what I'm going to do, because it's hard to get the scale here right, I'm going to do my usual, where I will go into the shot. So, madness. Really, really fucking cool, man. It's just sick, man. This one as well, with the cartoon hands, the flames. Even says matches on the box, man. And it's amazing because they recently knocked down a building there, so you can see it from the line that goes to Paisley. I noticed it recently. I reckon Devas must have got here first, to be honest. He's a man that likes to find a spot. So aye, man, just like pretty cool. I really like the Baxter and Fotka, and that wee Apis as well is sick. It's just a cool bit, man, isn't it? Like, there's just loads of empty buildings here, which is just like part of what happens in this bit of the city, is just there's loads of empty stuff. Kingston DIY is kind of around the corner. It's just a kind of interesting space, but I think it's a bit of a shame that there's just so many empty, big, pure, amazing buildings, man. I hope there's a plan. Like, this building's mental. This is like a castle. And there's a couple of talk stubs up the top there. UTOs. I don't know, it's really interesting. There's like loads of potential for Tradeston, and hopefully it happens, man. Hopefully, aye. Hopefully it just becomes this pure amazing, thriving art place, man. And I think it'd be really fucking cool if it did, man. So I'm back outside the AJ factory because I just wanted to get some of the stuff that's outside it. So this bit in particular was quite interesting to me because I don't remember ever seeing anybody paint this bit before, and I just think, like, for a photo it's really fucking sick, man. Like, but I think everybody in Glasgow was thinking about like not seeing stuff for the train, and it's a shame that this is so fucked up because I would like to go in for the memories. And that's the rain on, so don't know if I can be fucked. quite a cool part of the city, man. And then just to continue with my kind of my after party vibes, I'm gonna go along this bit. And so the unit used to be here. I don't know if people are aware of the unit, but the unit was an after party. And it's interesting because I think the original unit actually kind of started down near SWG3. I remember being in a rave once down there. But that arch through there was the unit. And basically what would happen is you would arrive here after a night out, and you would, the gate would just slowly open and you would go in, and it was just madness, man. It was just crazy, like, it just felt really bizarre. And there was another one across here, I can't remember what this one was called, began with an S, maybe Substance or something like that, I don't know. Somebody tell me that as well, somebody correct me on this one, because I think it was one of these shutters. But it wasn't far, because I remember sometimes if you couldn't get in there, you'd come here, but I didn't really like this one as much. This one was definitely kind of more, I don't know, maybe like a kind of older crowd. Don't know, maybe more like a techno crowd. Fuck knows. There's definitely techno going on in both of them, so not sure. But this is interesting as well, man. Like, there's an old Apis again. I would imagine that's probably like 2016 era. I don't know what else is over there, because I'm too short basically, but probably loads of goodness. And I've just noticed a few kind of old tags here as well, so I'm gonna get them. Fuck yes, man. The most fun. So, kind of SE tags. Kind of sway stuff. SE boys. And then there's a really nice Gore-Tex here as well. Which I'll hopefully be able to get a good shot of. Yep. So that's really fresh, man. It's funny because it's like getting peeled off because the buff is coming off. But that's a pretty banging painting for such a kind of prime spot, man. And now this bit of Tradeston's pretty, like, just a dead zone basically, man. Like, I was about to say there's very rarely any cars and then a car comes, but it's the first car in like 5 minutes. It's an old mode. I actually just saw a sticker. I think that's by Vane. Now that I've said there was no cars, all the cars are going to come. And so I'm pretty sure these boards are pretty new. I'm pretty sure there was like more stuff behind this. So it's interesting that they've just boarded it up. I don't know if this is just boarded up because they're starting work on it again, or if they're just boarding it up because it's a fucking riot. To be honest, I'm imagining it's just because it's a fucking riot. Big mural forget. And then this wall here is it's actually a pure belter wall, man. It's been getting bombed for years. I don't think I've ever walked down this street in my life, man. This wall's pretty perfect for just like, would be good. It's a wee bit low maybe, but quite a nice wall, to be honest. And as far as I'm aware, right, there is chat of opening a skate park underneath the M74, right? So the M74 is the motorway that I'm about to go under, right? And I believe the bit that they want to put the M74 is this bit here. Can somebody confirm or deny that it is this bit here that is going to be turned into the skate park? Because I think that this bit is perfect for it, and I remember seeing that they were like, oh, why have they turned it into a car park? But I was speaking to Gaz one day, and Gaz actually thinks it's the other side of the road, so who knows? Toby Patterson or Radio or any, like, Nelly, anybody that's involved in it, if you see this or somebody that knows them, what side is it? Is it this side or the other side? Just curious, basically. So this bit here used to have more stuff on it, I'm sure. Some of it's kind of been buffed, which seems kind of pointless, do you know what I mean, when the whole area is pure fucked. Nose and radar. It's pretty nice. You can see kind of like old ethos stuff from inside. Looks like quite a nice building inside there, man. I guess just for the sake of like the time, I guess, do you know what I mean? It's good to have this in it. I don't even really know if I agree with the sentiment of this, but don't know, complicated I guess, do you know what I mean? It's good to get stuff like that in it. Although, see these motherfuckers, right? So Nade is the first person to do it, as far as I'm aware. But now see 2002, just for everybody watching this, it is 2021. This is not from 2022. These motherfuckers are just like trying to confuse cunts, and they're going to regret it. See, in years to come, they're looking at the old photos, they're like, oh fuck, what year, what actually was that? Oh, was it 2002? Obviously it wasn't 2002. Cunts were born in 2002. So that's pretty sick. Lowe's and Auto. If you know, you know. This Kevo's pretty nice actually. It kind of reminds me of Cool Kevo. Another wee Uzi. Marez. And then there's a pretty faded TCK there. It's pretty cool because there's also Talks 09 tags on the side of that you can see. So that's pretty gallus, man. In terms of like graph history, it's pretty cool. I'm just not the type of person to like walk along the tracks, but it would be really fucking cool to like, I get a mad video of all the trackside stuff, man, but it's not for me. If somebody else wants to take up that task, then that'd be nice. Kind of messy madness going on here. I remember seeing this, man. This was one of the first things that Priest did, I'm sure, in Glasgow, and it's just amazing, man. I remember just being like, holy fuck. There's a robber tag. OG AJ Cat. And in this, man, there needs to be more pantyhose. This should be like, this is so Glaswegian, man. I think it's just a pure, like the best piss take ever. I love it. And now I'm heading across here because I can see some heavy old shit. So this blue thing is a really old Thames stub, well, Froy. Fuck knows how old that is, man. It's got to be pretty old. Sorry. Thames was one of the best, man, like just style wise, just really, really good. Funda. And another Murph. Oh yes, and that's sick as well. So that's an old Oco dub, Oco tag. We love harking around it. So these are like pretty old school, man. And then, see, just for talking's sake, does anybody know what building, who owns this building? Oh, it is actually open now. So this was for sale a wee while ago. And I was really intrigued who owned it. Because it would make amazing artist studios. A wee Ember dub from 2019, pretty cool. And then it's worth saying that gas is here. So gas is Glasgow Autonomous Space. If you've never been, go and check it out. I think they do some mad shit there. Alessia told me she saw like a performance artist once there who like was eating an ice lolly and cutting his arse open with a razor blade or something like that, so who knows. This is sick. So I am now very, very intrigued because this is somebody and this is funny. So I am now very, very intrigued because the other ones I wasn't too sure about, but this one's got a lot of flavour to it, and it's very intriguing as to who Kevil might be. And then I wanted to come along this way as well because there was a very iconic painting created here. Well, not even an iconic painting, but there was an iconic video made here. And it basically started off with this. So, Priest made a video where he was in a bin bag. Oh, he was in a suit made out of bin bags and he jumped out. And it was here that it was filmed, so I'll get that in. I'll just put the intro of that video in because and so now basically that song's in my head, so it's like trash sack, camouflage, have no fear. When you're painting in the streets, you'll disappear. Trash sack. Which is the sign of a good advert when you remember the song, Ryan. So the R on that is amazing, man. Super fat and funky. And then some nice ER LSD tags here. Nice Gore-Tex. Just a lot of funk, man. A nice Phoebo with the communism vibes. Super fairy doozy. A wee T-Rex. Alky. And then aye, that's platform 18 down there. But I'm heading back the other way, so got a wee bit of a stoke to get back to where I need to be, but we'll get back there. Yep. So it's quite funny because I've just seen that Kevo and then there's this really nice Kevin hand style, but I think it's totally unrelated because that's really like a Murph PPP, so I can only assume that that was from back then. This is really interesting though, right? So there's another wee Kevin here, but then there's a Buzz, and I'm assuming that's Buzz from down south who passed away. If it is, then rest in peace. And then also, I think that's an RIP Trezzy, which is really, really weird because Mark was just talking to me about that. And then there's a Talks 2016 tag with a Vega, which is amazing as well, man. I've not seen a Vega tag in ages, man. That's a Funky Lows tag as well. So it's interesting, man. That Orid. I love like just looking at tags like that and finding wee bits. There's a wee 334 by Co, I think. Wee hash and a mover. Looks sick. Another wee TCK down there. I think it's interesting, man. I think probably a lot of people forget how much TCK used to bomb. It used to be everywhere, man. That's nice, I like Weirdo. Good name. Okay, so now that I'm under here, I actually do think that this is the bit that the skate park's going to be, because it's fucking perfect for it, man. Like, wow. I've never like hopped the fence before, but literally keep the fucking fence, man. Like, just put the fence there, put the skate park inside. Fuck yes, man. Like, wow, what a space. Like, it's actually just so good. So this is amazing, and I love the fact that Priest has been in here and he's done these amazing throw-ups, man. Like, pure amazing, man. Like, what a space. Get it turned into a skate park, 100%. It looks as though there's some really cool shit down here as well. It looks as though there's a pure amazing character, and I'm like buzzing to see it. Pretty windy, but aye, man, fuck yes. This bit's sick. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Couldn't not say it. So something else that I've just noticed, which is amazing, right? And this is some like fucking, this is some like legit fucking history right here, right? So there is a crew right now in Glasgow called DBA. It's quite a big crew. I started the video down at Clydeside and you could see the fact that it was like DBA. But I don't know if many people know, and if they like, well maybe they do, but I don't know if anybody know, but like DBA was actually like a kind of, how would you describe it? It was like a kind of entry-level crew for WMD. I think that's what it was intended for. And so it was kind of like a way of getting people, like a practicing team in a way to get into WMD. As far as I'm aware, this is what I get told. I'm pretty sure it is, but this is amazing, man. So this is a WMD, no, this is a DBA from 2017. And I actually think it's by Tox, man. Or maybe it's Mode that painted it and he's just shouting out Tox. But pretty amazing to see a DBA from 2017, especially now because it's like such a big diverse crew with like all these different people in it, and it's just amazing to just see that actually it started off as this other thing and it's been kind of like continued on, which is pretty cool. That's just like some of the history. There's a really old faded Mode. I wish I could read what it said, man. A faded WMD as well. Priest is really nice. And then I love this Mustale, man. I would love Mustale to come back to Glasgow. I think he was just so inventive, man. Like, it's interesting for me actually that Priest and Mustale, both people that aren't originally from Glasgow, but have really kind of pushed what can kind of be done and stuff like that, and just kind of going out and just doing their own thing, which has been really inspiring, especially like for me, man. I found it really inspiring. So this was the rat thing that I was looking at earlier. Pretty cool, man. Now, I'm a wee bit gutted because there was some really nice stuff here, but it's been painted over. The only thing I am glad about is they've buffed it in a mad way, right? So they've obviously thought, let's not buff the yellow bricks with red paint, because that would be mental. So let's just buff the red bricks with red paint. I love it, man. So good. This has got to be like the most abstract buff ever. And I was pretty gutted because there was an amazing Gore-Tex here. And now all that's left of it is just this wee bit, which is really fucking sick, to be honest, man. Like, just the way they've decided to do it like that, it's just pure bizarre, but I like it, man. Like, I'm obsessed with buffs in general, and as far as buff goes, man, that's fucking epic. That's just really, really sick, man. So, a nice piece of history around here as well, right? So, there is this kind of fire extinguisher on this wall by Priest, and that was also in one of Priest's videos, which is pretty cool. So you can tell that this has been buffed in the strip formation and then repainted. HMP seems pretty cool. I've not seen that before, but I like it. Good choice. So I'm interested in this, right, because there's a bit of overlap here with this fire extinguisher, and there was another one on the other side. So Sway did a project where he did fire extinguisher words all over fucking the world, I think, pretty much, do you know what I mean? And he wrote out the lyrics to a song. I basically wrote out the lyrics to a song in fire extinguisher, like fucking tags basically. It was just amazing, man. There's this wee section here. That mode kind of roll at the top's got to be pretty old, man. So I was kind of toying with the idea of going in there, but it's just not worth it, man. I've still got all the arches to do. Like, I'm just realising there's just too much graffiti, man. I've came too far, I think. Like, this is more like the south side now. I'm going to get the side of this building for that sway thing, and then I need to boost back down to the arches because I'm in the south side now, man. This is no longer, this is another walking tour altogether. Nice VDBA. So I decided to patch the sway fucking extinguisher thing because I'll put that in the next video. I'll do Southside next and I'll show you it there, right? So stay tuned for that. I'm now back walking down, and that's the big nose and radar rollers that you can see from Eglinton Street. And so there's a couple of bits and bobs down here. There's a really funny thing that I want to get in, which is like one of those bits of graffiti that like everybody kind of knows and remembers, I guess. I don't actually really know the story of it, but it gives me a good chuckle every time I see it, so that's next. So actually this isn't the thing that I was talking about that gives me a laugh. This is just another fucking Steez and Gore-Tex. This G, man, like, just a lot of fucking funk on that, man. Like, I really like it, and as you can see, it's a pretty fucking gallus spot, man, right? Like, the fact that he's doing this type of stuff, like, it's pretty fucking gallus, and he obviously knows how to paint them quickly. No fucking about, but maximum impact, man. Fuck yes. Good on him, man. Right? Shout out to the fucking man like Gore-Tex, he's a fucking bomber. Big Bert, bad boy. And then a couple of ORS things as well. Which is interesting to see as well, because that was like a whole kind of era, I guess, right? So, this is the thing that gives me a chuckle. So this says invisible for 15 mim. Obviously it's supposed to say min, but it says mim, and that's why it gives me a chuckle. But I actually love it because the sentiment of it is so true, do you know what I mean? You can, like, we're literally on a main road, do you know what I mean? But while they're in there painting that, they're invisible, do you know what I mean? Like, nobody's really, and even if you just feel as though you're invisible and everybody can see you, I don't know, man, there's just something about it that I really like. I love the sentiment of it. I don't know who painted it. Be interesting to find out. This is quite interesting. So Stephen Burke is obsessed with tiles and stuff like that, and that looks as though that old sock had tiles over the top of it. I don't know if you can see it very well in the video, but I can see it really well with my human eyeballs, so it looks amazing. I'm now kind of getting to this bit where it's like the arches that people paint, and it looks pretty overgrown just now. I maybe should have came at a kind of different time, but I'll have a look anyway. So I think these early ones, these kind of first ones, are a bit empty. Although, to be honest, I'm already finding some history here. So this is an old mop. And then there is a thread as well. And then actually that's a nice sway SE tag. So that's a pretty old thread. It's like a wee SE underneath that, I think, maybe. Just a throw up though. So I think I'll need to go back out to come back in, probably. Just because it's so overgrown just now. It's interesting to get this kind of bit documented because that U-pops look nice. See, that's a pretty old one there, 2015. WMD by Talks, I think. And there's a Lowe's underneath there, pretty overgrown. Kind of more recent tile, 2020. Driving down a one-way street. Wrong way down a one-way street. He's fucked it. So this ADR ORS up the top there is pretty cool. There was a guy that used to be in Glasgow called Rumo, and he was really fucking good, man. This laser, sorry, I got kind of stuck in a trance there watching the guy drive the wrong way. This Gone from 2018. I think I've mentioned him before in videos. I don't know what's happened to him, he's just disappeared. Wow, this is pretty cool. So this is a pretty early on rad, from like that kind of radar style, and it's quite mad to see how much he's perfected it now. And then it's interesting that there's that Alpha from 2021, so that must be relatively new, kind of up above it. Nice O-tops there. Really like that, man. And then this is amazing, man. So this is pretty crazy, right? So there's actually, right, so that's a mod dub from 2013, but there's actually a fused WMD 2006. So that's like a WMD 06 there. I think, man, mad. So that's back when we were 16. When we were all just kind of getting into it. Well, nah, to be honest, we'd fucking been into it for a while. The fact that this is confusing me now, but aye, fuck. Pretty crazy to see an 06. Nah, it can't be. I don't get it, I'm confused now. It's not an 06. Because there's wee fuse tags on a lot of this stuff. And that's obviously more recent. Big dev ass there. Now this is really sick, this laser. 2021. It's good to see stuff, man. Good to see stuff kind of changing, kind of happening. And then still keeping the old stuff as well. Bloater. I'm pretty sure he hates this bloater. So he'll be gutted that I've got it in the video probably. Just while I wait on the light, it's worth kind of looking up at this wee building here. This wee shop got kind of battered, man. But it looks cool. I better run for this green man. Back into the bushes I go. Quinn's probably think I'm a mad weirdo, man. Another nose roller. It's quite mad, this wee bit. Like, I feel as though this whole wee bit could just be getting painted anyway, because the trees are here. I don't know, it could become quite a cool wee walkway to like walk through this bit and just see paintings. It's obviously a bit grimy just now, but a wee Pecton Spa. And obviously there's the big rollers up here as well. It's interesting because once sort of winter and shit comes, you'll be able to see all this stuff a lot more. Shout out Zeus, I actually just bumped into him up the road, so if he watches this, yo yo. Nice mellow. And then this big PPP, man, this is sick. FIO. A very old mode. Throw up. Everything I say about modes very old, but I don't even know if they're that old, man. But obviously they're just old in general, and they mean a lot to people now that they're here, right? It's good that we keep them. Nice big mover. And then I think, man, maybe last but not least, this big TCK. Pretty faded now. I think that was one of RX, maybe. People definitely giving me the weirdest looks ever. What the fuck was that guy up to in there? So I actually think that's me done for the day, man. There's just so much stuff here. Like, I'd really love to go across the castle wall. Like, that would be class. But it's just too far away. It's not even too far away, it's just too long now. Like, this tour's already too long, so to add that in would just make it even longer. So I'll need to get that in the one when I go to the south side. I also want to get the barn and the gorbles on the way to Castle Wall. I want to get that involved as well. So aye, next tour probably south side coming up, man. Hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers for checking out. I'm getting back on the subway, so aye, big ups. Cheers to everybody that's watching these, man. It's really class. Cheers, shout out to Old School Shoe who stopped me outside Lidl and Posset the other day. Aye, man, fucking just big ups. That was really nice that you stopped me. He's like, I recognise your voice for the videos, man. Keep doing what you're doing. So big up Shoe. OG Shoe for fucking like 2000, man. Class. Aye, get out painting, take it easy. Hunters of walls, man. Hunters of space. Big ups to all the people painting the streets, man. It's alive, it's ready for it. Just in about it. Cheers. I've decided to come back down for a wee bonus bit because these get painted the same day that I recorded the video, and aye, they're just too good to leave out. The sun's not really on my side just now, but you get the idea. So it's just nice to see how quickly things kind of pick up, man. One person kind of paints it and then it just starts to fill up, man, which is sick.